What is up, you beautiful people? It's Adam D. This video is going to be all about the brand new, hot off the presses Anthem news and the next patch that's about to drop for Anthem tomorrow, March 9th. These are the March 9th patch notes. I hope you guys find it interesting. If you like this kind of content and this Anthem news, please like, comment, subscribe. Go check out some of my other videos. But let's just dive right into it. I'm gonna basically just try and summarize the big points for you guys, and hopefully it's useful to you. I mean, there's some really big buffs and some really nice changes coming that I'm pretty excited about, and I think you will be too. So first off, big ones. There's no more respawn restrictions, meaning you're not gonna get trapped in a stronghold or anywhere else and screwed by teammates not coming to pick you up. Okay? The respawn timers are now based on the activity that the players are in, and so it could be anywhere from 10 seconds to 30 seconds, but you will be able to respawn no matter what. There is no respawn lock at all. So that's a huge quality of life boost, right? Nobody likes being left alone. Number 2, loot changes. White and green drops are no longer going to appear for players that are level 30. Hopefully, my hope is that this somehow affects the drop rates for Masterworks and Legendaries as well. I'm hoping that because the loot pool isn't as diluted with greens and whites, even though we still have blues and epics, I'm hoping that the drop rate shifts and that we see a little nice bump in Masterwork and Legendary drop rates. That will be key. But it's nice to not have to, feel like you're getting screwed over with totally useless stuff. Improved stability on all platforms. I mean, we all know it's kind of buggy right now, but they're aiming to, they're still trying to improve the game, which is good. Some audio issues. You can now quick play into strongholds. Titans are no longer going to just respawn on missions after they're defeated. They're not just going to like reappear or disappear. So that'll be pretty nice. Now, if all of your mission requirements are completed, you're in a legendary contract or you're going in quick play, if the requirements are completed, you will not have the infinite spawning BS bug like you do in that one mission. I think it's by the Temple of Dawn, where you have to relentlessly kill tons and tons of Dominion and the game never ends. That will not happen anymore. So that's going to be huge, especially if you're still leveling up. Remember, guys, fastest way to level up is through quick play. All right? A big one. A big one. Now you can launch an expedition from anywhere within the launch bay in Fort Tarsis. You don't have to walk up to your Javelin anymore and deal with all that BS of walking around Fort Tarsis. You can launch from anywhere. Think about how much time that saves you guys. Think about that. You can just launch from anywhere. No more spending 5 minutes walking back to your Javelin. That's really nice. Okay? As far as enemy updates, Titans received a huge nerf in terms of their health pool and their scaling. The overall damage mitigation has been reduced from 100% to about 70%. The weak points and the amount of time that they show while you're fighting a Titan have been increased. They've increased the amount of damage that Titans take when you hit their weak points. The lesser Titans, their weak points are always active. The collision and the hit detection on the ring and the fireball attacks that the Titans launch, you know how even if you dodge them you would get hit by them, that is fixed. That should not happen anymore. That should make it significantly easier to take these mofos out. The radius of the seeking projectile has also been reduced, so that again will help you with dodging it. And the self-destructibility, I didn't really have a problem with it before, but they reduced the damage of that as well. Frozen Scar Enforcers and Scrappers and other Scar enemies, they can no longer move or attack while being frozen. That should be a given, but it was a bug. Now it's been fixed. They nerfed the living crap out of the Heart of Rage end boss. So now it might actually be worth going through Heart of Rage. It actually is one of the quicker dungeons, when it comes to all the other objectives, it's just the last boss was just impossible to defeat in pubs. I mean, he had like 1 billion health and was buggy as hell. Okay? Knockbacks on players has been reduced. Now we're going to jump to the damage and item scaling changes. Okay? These are huge. These are huge. Okay? They adjusted the damage scaling of secondary damage sources. So now they scale with average item power. This means that your item power is actually now actively affecting the damage you deal. It's not necessarily the case where it was with the interceptor build, with the sniper build, how you could drop your item level and use some of those epic universal components to boost your damage. With these particular stats, they are going to be scaling off of your average item power. So it's going to make those legendaries and the legendary video I put out even more important now. Okay? That means melee damage, combo damage, ultimate damage, status effects, and item procs. All of those, all 5, now scale off of your average item power as well. That means in Grandmaster, melee builds actually might work now. They might actually be fantastic above Grandmaster 1. This is honestly a fantastic change. You are going to feel so much more powerful as you're going through the game now, and it's really going to make a difference that you grind out those Masterworks and you grind out those legendaries, because a lot of your item damage is going to be scaling off that now. It's going to make it so the ranger build, the ultimate build, and the combo damage is going to be huge now. Okay? And along with this, the item power scaling better reflects the actual power of an item based on its rarity. So legendaries are going to be better than Masterworks. Okay? This is retroactive. So the power level of your items tomorrow when you log in will go up. That's huge. All right? As in terms of other bug fixes, no more ultimate charge BS when you log into a game. You're not going to have an ultimate, think you can go and use it, and not be able to use it. That is huge. Okay? The interceptor aura damage will now deal the correct aura damage. Okay? Colossus can now use gear faster after being attacked, and now can shield charge through destructible objects, because before there was a bug where basically you could run through normal destructible objects, but if you used a shield, for some reason you couldn't. It was nonsense. Now here are the ability changes, and this is a huge buff to Storm and to Ranger, as well as to the Interceptor. This gives the Interceptor some stuff, guys. Okay? Increase the base health of Windwall and Bulwark to provide better scaling at higher difficulties. Duration has been reduced to 20 seconds, down from 60 seconds, but it doesn't matter, guys. Windwall and Bulwark are actually going to work now. They're going to scale up. They're not going to be napkins that blow away in the wind. You're going to want to have these equipped, okay? In almost every scenario, Windwall is like probably the best support ability in the entire game, honestly. Being able to just block all projectiles, and now that it actually works and should scale with your item level and everything, you're going to want to have Windwall on, okay? Always. Bulwark point, same thing. It's nice to have the increase in damage on the Ranger, but the defensive capabilities when you're in Grandmaster 2 and 3, I mean, they cannot be emphasized enough. You're going to want to be using these. Burst mortar damage has been increased because it was kind of underperforming. Flat cannons damage has been increased. Battle Cry's inscription has been updated, basically the tooltip, so that you can see that it reduces resistances of affected targets. And here is the Interceptor. Here's the Interceptor buff. Wraith Strike. Now, the damage has been increased to 250, up from 200, and it applies elemental effects to targets based on the aura that you have. So now Wraith Strike isn't totally useless, guys. It's actually a cool ability, and it's useful. It applies elemental effects. I'm assuming this means that it primes. I'm just going out on a limb here. I'm going to assume that Wraith Strike now, if you have an aura equipped, is a primer, which could mean really big things for melee builds. Okay, so you can go hop in, you know, pop your combo on anybody, get the aura, and drop a Wraith Strike that bounces around and applies the aura to everything else. That's pretty incredible. Masterwork item balance changes. All of these weapons I'm about to list have gotten buffs. All of them. The base damage has increased. Realner's Blaze, Rolling Carnage, Cycle of Pain, The Last Stand, Glorious Result, Insult and Injury, Sentinel Vengeance, Nosta's Bomb, Vasa's Surprise, Soothing Touch, Renewed Courage, Artinia's Gambit. Every single one of those is getting a buff. So if you got one, congrats. Realner's Blaze will no longer roll with incorrect inscriptions. Badge of Devastation now generates more ultimate charge when triggered. You guys, that means that Ranger ultimate build that I showed you, and if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. That's going to be destroying now. You're going to be able to stack your ultimate charge so fast. Plus, with the ultimate damage changes, oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. And now, it should no longer be possible to stack the effect from Gunslinger's Mark more than once. So I'm assuming for the Storm, in case you guys weren't aware, that was the one that they disabled from the Storm on like day 1. And it's been at 0% ever since. It gives you more weak point damage while you're hovering. Now, I'm assuming it's going to be reintroduced back into the game, and you're not going to be able to stack it anymore. But it's still fantastic, especially if you're running a Storm weapon build. Okay? Those are the changes, guys. Those are the big changes that matter. I hope this was useful to you. This is going to be a really nice patch. Some great quality of life improvements. I like what BioWare's doing here. Obviously, I want the loot drop rates to be increased. That's my biggest complaint, and we need more content. But this is a fantastic step in the right direction in terms of quality of life buffs. Again, you guys, if you have any questions about any of this, just shoot me a message, drop a comment below. I respond to almost all my comments. Go check out my other guides. My Ranger guide is going to be really important now because he's basically getting a huge buff. Storm, make sure you go and equip your wind walls, people. Make sure you equip your bulwark points, Rangers. This is going to be a big patch, guys, and it's coming out tomorrow morning, so enjoy it. I love all of you. Thank you guys so much for the support. Adam D, out.